attack is hard to describe. Rock and roll, destructo, auction.
Selling it for 110.
Art Attack is a new event put on by KDHX. It basically brings a whole bunch of local artists together. They donate their artwork and they offer it up to get destroyed or to go in sort of different rounds of a contest in order to raise money for KDHX as well as SCOSAG.
Now, what brought you to this event?
I have taught at SCOSAG, and I've been friends with Jenna Bauer for a long time, so and I've participated in wall ball for the past 3 years too. So they invited me to be in this, and I jumped on the chance to be in such an insane event, so we'll see what happens.
It recruited 32 artists from the St. Louis community and gave them a month to create a work on canvases donated by Art Mart. What we ended up doing was having people bring the artwork to KDHX TV and get it on display before the event actually took place so that people could come and view the artwork in advance. We had an event where we showcased all the paintings and then paired them up randomly in brackets, sort of like you would see for the Final Four NCAA tournament. And then at the event, we had the ring where people would showcase the art and people would bid on it. The audience would applaud or make noise for their chosen painting in the pair, and that was measured by a decibel meter, or calls it an applausometer. Different artists were put against each other, and the people in the audience typically bid on the better one, or really by cheering. If you had enough friends there, you could probably continue. The loser would get destroyed by various methods of destruction, sometimes more than one. The winner of each match would go on to the next round of competition. The loser had to face the Wheel of Misfortune, and that contained 6 methods of destruction. This was the hardest part of it all, was coming up with what we thought were sort of fun, creative ways of destroying paintings specifically that the audience would enjoy seeing. You know, rather than just have someone bashing a canvas with a baseball bat, make it a little fun, kind of dress someone up in a hillbilly costume and call it the Grand Slam.
Martial law.
Once this method was chosen, it would then go up for auction. That was the only way it could be saved from death or destruction. We had a live auctioneer, and the part where the rock and roll comes in is we had a couple bands play. We had Casey Reed and the Monads and Jesse Irwin all performed. So some paintings were destroyed, some lived on.
It was like, oh man, I'm sorry. I'm like, what happened? Your piece got trashed.
This is killing me. Grand Slam.
I think not nearly enough of it's been destroyed yet. I've been to art galleries and museums. A lot of it should have been destroyed early.
Amy, what brought you to this event?
I saw a posting on the mailing list Critical Mass, which is a big mailing list in St. Louis for artists, and I was just very intrigued by the description. So,
How do you feel about the destroying the art part of it?
a lot of people have asked me how I'll feel if my painting gets destroyed, and what I've told them is I just think it's such a neat idea, such a different sort of art experience for St. Louis that I'm excited either way, even if it gets destroyed. It's kind of part of the experience, so we'll see.
I don't paint with brushes. Everything I do is with a palette knife. And I would say 95% of the time when I sit down, I have no idea what I'm going to do. So I'll look over at all my paints, and then I'll say, I'll just grab a color and go from there. Basically, the reason I do paint like this is because I'm a 4th grade teacher. My day is completely structured. And so this gives me a way to be really loose and laid back. Because a lot of people look at my art and they think, oh, my 5-year-old could do that. And which is possibly true because 5-year-olds just let themselves paint.
I drew a picture of Ben Bernanke out of charcoal and pencil. I put it on a canvas. Yeah, and I just posted up there. And apparently it was the first piece to get destroyed in a violent manner. Get the piece back off the tree of shame. I might sew it back together and see if they'll destroy it again next year. I might do it again. I might actually use colored pencils this time. I might, broaden my horizons a little bit.